Hey, my fellow follicle frontiersmen, it's DJ, formerly known as Keratin Brotherhood. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys my 8-month update of using Dutasteride. You guys have been reaching out in the comments and also in email and on Instagram asking me to put out an update video. And I know I told you guys I'm not doing any more hair loss updates, and I'm not. But if this is something you guys want me to continue, like the monthly Dutasteride updates, I mean, I will. I'll make them. I didn't know if it was necessary to make a monthly video like this, but yeah, that's the extent of that. Anyways, let me go ahead and give you guys a quick update before I show you the hair situation. I had a really bad shed at month 5, and I told you guys that I was going through a bad shed in my 5-month update. The shed persisted for like 2 months, guys, after the video. It seemed like it was stopping for a bit, and then it just picked right back up again. So what we did is my wife and I actually visited a clinic, not a dermatology clinic, an actual like hair surgeon clinic. And this is the first time I've met with a hair surgeon, and since I had my hair surgery, really. And I asked him, what was going on with my shedding. And here's the reason why we actually decided to go. Is it wasn't just that I was shedding. I started putting pieces together and realized that every single time I shed, I have really itchy scalp. Every time. My scalp is really itchy. And I also end up getting like acne, like pimples on my head, my scalp. Nowhere else on my body, just my head. So I'm like, well, what the fuck is this? Like this can't be a coincidence. And the thing is, I never really gave it a second thought. But if I look back, even when I was into like 2008, 2009, and I was losing my hair for the first time, I was experiencing the same symptoms, itchy scalp and pimples on my head when I first started losing my hair. And if you guys even go back to my video where I talk about how I lost my hair in a weird pattern. I lost my hair like not on the crown first. I started losing my hair literally smack dab on the top of my head. Like I got the fucking microphone here. I lost my hair like from here. And even right now, if you look at my head right now, you can see that it's thinner on this one spot right here compared to this spot here. I wasn't losing anything on my crown at the beginning. I was just really itchy. So I asked the surgeon, and I don't know what the camera is called that they use, that they put on your scalp and they can see your hair like up close, like a microscope. But he put the camera on my crown and on the top of my head. And he was saying, of course, I have androgenic alopecia. But he started pulling on my hair. It's like he would just grab a hair and he'd pull. And even right now, if I do it, I don't know if you guys can see that on my hand. These are like not full thick hairs. These are thin hairs, but they're long. And they have these white bulbs at the bottom. See those white bulbs? I hope you guys can see that. I can even pull out again, right here. These 3 hairs right here. And what he was saying is that type of hair loss is not androgenic alopecia. It's more likely to be telogen effluvium. I've heard of the phrase before, never really gave it a second thought because I just assumed that I have androgenic alopecia. That's what I have. But I'm experiencing 2 types of hair loss at once. The telogen effluvium, if you guys aren't familiar, the way he described it is anytime the body is experiencing a very stressful situation, whether it's like for one day or an extended period of stress, you can start to lose hair en masse, which is why he said I was shedding the way I was. So he started asking questions like, have you been experiencing stress or this and that and the other? And the reality is, yeah, I have. Back at like 4 months of using Dutasteride, my financial situation took a big hit. And I ended up not making any money for a few months. And in the middle of that, my wife and I were dealing with moving. We're getting ready to move. We just moved into this new apartment. And there's a bunch of other stuff happening in my life that was very stressful. And so he said that was probably one of the causes of the telogen effluvium. He said the way my hair is shedding, it's not just androgenic alopecia, it's also telogen effluvium, which means that the hair should grow back. Now, if you think back to every video that I've ever made about Finasteride, you guys have seen my videos. And if you haven't, I have a whole playlist of every video for like 2 years on Finasteride. Every 3 or 4 months, I went through a shed. And of course, we can think of, maybe it's due to the mechanisms of the way Finasteride works in the body and the way it interacts with minoxidil. And I'm not more plates, more dates. and I'm not Aaron from Hairliciously, so I'm not going to pretend like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. However, just observationally, every 3 or 4 months, I've been having these en masse sheds, except for one time when it was like month 15, 16, and 17. You guys, that's when my hair went crazy growing. Like I had a fucking box top. It was so much growth. So explain that to me. How do I shed every 3 or 4 months for over a year on finasteride, and then suddenly end up with a box top for 3 months, and then that sheds out too? The thing is, every single time I've had a shed, if I look back a few months before, I did experience a period of prolonged stress, whether a lack of sleep, because I was in grad school in that first year of finasteride, and the second year of finasteride, I was in grad school. I was also working. I was staying up late editing videos for YouTube. I was working up late, staying up late studying. Life. We just had a baby. Like there's been a lot of things happening. And then when we moved to Texas, back to the United States for that year, 2020, and I was experiencing that shed right before month 14, and then I had the huge box top grow out for month 15, 16, 17. At that time, I had very low stress. Although COVID was going on and stuff, I was working from home, and I was chilling. Money was good. I was getting paid. I didn't have to leave my house. My daughter and I were playing, and everything was great. Everything was gravy. Until it wasn't. And then the lockdown started, and it was really stressful. Even me and my wife, being stuck in the house, suddenly we fought a lot. The baby was crying a lot, and there was a lot of stress. And my hair shed out not too long after that. And then that was in September where I had the huge shed. And then it started growing back again. And what happened in December? I moved back to the United States, moving again, packing, selling shit. It was every 3 or 4 months, I go through these life changes. And I'm starting to think that the way my hair is shedding, according to what he's saying, the surgeon, is that there's more to my hair loss than I've been thinking there is for the past 2 years. So this video is a bit longer, and I know I haven't gotten to the part of showing my hair yet. But I think that's important for those of you who've been following my journey. One of the common questions is like, why do you keep shedding? And I keep saying, nobody knows. And who's to say that this doctor is 100% knows what he's talking about? Hey, he didn't take any biopsies. He didn't take any blood samples. So there's really nothing but conjecture here. But the pieces line up, pointing to telogen effluvium. In terms of the itching and the pimples, he did give me some steroid cream to add to my regimen. And I'll talk about my regimen change in just a moment, because I changed a couple things in there I want to update you guys on. But here's the hair situation for you real quick. So you can see that the thickness has improved quite a bit, and that's in the middle of a shed. So I say I'm still shedding. I showed you I can pull the hairs out just a moment ago, but the hairs seem to be returning to what I feel like is what I looked at month 15, right before I grew the box top. And I'm hoping that this is going to happen again, that I do grow the box top again and hopefully maintain it, because that was a great time. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow, think about it. Like, how is it possible to get that much hair after being bald completely for a long time? Unless it was, stress related, and the androgenic alopecia is just, a part of it. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. But let me update you guys on my regimen changes real quick. So the doc put me on the steroid cream for the itching. That's this right here. It's in Korean, but it's worked. It's actually helped quite a bit in terms of getting rid of the itching. I have no more itching. The pimples have gone away, and just the feeling in my scalp is better. So the cream definitely helped. I use it for about 2 weeks, once a day. And then the minoxidil, still on once a day with minoxidil, except I'm on this one. It's called Medinoxidil, and it has vitamin B and vitamin E added to it. And then it also has menthol, which is a vasodilator. So those are my only 2 changes for the regimen. I'm still using Dutasteride with the finasteride. The doc said that he doesn't necessarily think I need to use Dutasteride, because the type of hair loss that I'm experiencing with the shed is more closely related to telogen effluvium instead of androgenic alopecia. So he said if that's the case, using Dutasteride or finasteride is not going to make a difference, because the mechanisms are so similar. But I'm on Dutasteride once a week, so we'll see. I'll continue the regimen until I can't anymore. But yes, guys, I'm still in the fight. I don't post hair loss videos as my primary content anymore, as you've probably seen. But I'm still in it with you guys. am going to be in it for the foreseeable future. So don't think I'm leaving you guys hanging. I'm still in there. And if you want the regular updates each month, let me know in the comments, guys. Thanks again for watching. My name is DJ, formerly known as Carrots and Brotherhood. I'll see you in the next video.